Welcome to The Best Podcast, a podcast conceived to find the best of everything. Each week, myself, Paul Clayton, and my friend over there, Mark Barron.
Hello.
There he is. Discuss and whittle down a series of picks from a chosen theme. The theme this week is what, Mark?
It's food, Paul. We went with food.
We've been over this, haven't we?
Yeah.
Sorry. It's food. So, and what comes from this is a definitive list of bests. And this is real-world reviews with little evidence.
Hot takes on hot food.
Hot takes on... Well, I don't know. We're just about to do fruit, so that doesn't necessarily lend itself to hot food.
You can eat fruit. I mean, you shouldn't, but you could.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get into that in a while.
Indeed.
So, So the first item, the first cab off the rank here is we're gonna just kind of go through and let you know definitively what the best fruit is. Mark, do you want to start with what your idea of the best fruit is?
Well, I've got to be honest with you, Paul. This entire topic of food, I am a little bit worried it is going to out me as being not a particularly healthy eater.
Okay.
So, but that's not to say I don't eat fruit, but I don't eat much fruit, if I'm perfectly honest. My breakfast normally involves a banana.
Oh, nice.
I'm quite big fan of bananas. Quite particular about the ripeness. I do find you've got to have your banana game in the supermarket has got to be on point.
Yep.
You've got to be picking bunches apart at different stages of ripeness.
Now,
so when you eat them on certain days later, they're hitting just peak ripeness.
Yep.
Whilst you're waiting for others, got to be even more ripe or less ripe, so that when you're eating them days after that. Do you get what I'm saying?
I absolutely get what you're saying, and I don't want to be a pedant. It's not a bunch of bananas. I don't think it's a hand of bananas, but go on.
I've got a lovely bunch of bananas. Isn't that a famous
coconuts.
song? Oh, no, you're right.
Yep.
You're thinking of going. There is that's definitely about a song
Which,
about
funnily,
a bunch
isn't
of
a
bananas.
nut, is a fruit, actually, a coconut. But let's carry on.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Hot take on coconut there. Excellent.
Coconut.
But yeah, so for me, I think pretty straightforward. Banana. There, I said it.
Banana.
Mm.
So I've kind of compiled a bit of a list.
Oh, excellent.
I hope you don't mind. I'm going to go through this list now of the different fruits, which I went through and tried to figure out. So I've got on my list apple, orange, banana, grape, strawberry, mango, raspberry, blueberry, lemon, lime, apricot, and peach.
Yeah, but we're meant to be whittling that down to a single fruit. So I thought I'll come with one, you come with one, and we pick the best one, perhaps?
Your particular method of distillation down to the absolute nub, Mark, I don't think is going to make for a good discussion
I
topic.
think as the episode goes on, the difference in the amount of effort both Paul and I have put into this is going to become more and more apparent.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Do carry on with your huge list of fruits.
Tell me about it. So, of that list, so the stone fruits can fuck off straight away.
I think we can all agree on that.
I think we can all agree on that. Your peaches, your
Done.
plums.
Stone fruits, fuck off.
Even your mangoes. And also, that Venn diagram of fruits that can fuck off also is tropical fruits. I'm not having your pineapples. I'm not having your mangoes or your guavas. Unless you're making me an umbongo, in which case we'll all go.
You're all about the tropical umbongo.
I'm all about that.
Was there any other type of umbongo?
No, just the one.
Just the one.
So some of the considerations I've put through for fruit following: portability.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well,
your banana fits very well into that category.
I've got a specific case for my bananas that stops them getting bruised. So...
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant like a specific case that you were going to put forward. You've got a specific...
I've got a banana-shaped, banana-themed case that is designed to put a banana in so it doesn't get bruised in your bag, because that is a problem. Bananas bruise like a motherfucker. Right,
yeah, so okay, this is my other considerations. Cooked versus raw. Another thing?
Yeah, I mean, put it in a pie. I guess that's pretty, like an apple pie. Can't go wrong with that.
Well, you're not having banana pie, but I tell you what you are having, and which, we'll get to in a moment, but was saved a lot of rainy days in lockdown for me was banana bread.
Yeah, I actually made some banana bread. Didn't come out well, but it killed a few hours during lockdown, and that's what the main thing is, isn't it?
So seasonality is another thing. I've written down here just simply tropical equals bullshit. So there we go. And then the other one, which I think is a big deal for me, which is what I call the quality span of a fruit. No, hang on.
Are you talking about longevity?
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the likelihood of getting a bad one of a particular fruit. So, and this is what led me at first. My absolute first go-to was strawberry. Every time. It's me. I'm English through and through.
So your go-to was your best fruit was initially going to be strawberry.
My initial one, English strawberries.
You're a classic English rose, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm absolutely all about that. But the issue for me is you're getting your foreign strawberries. They're coming over here.
What? What did you just say?
They're from they're
When did this happen?
They're papery. They lack taste. They're hard. So the quality span from a really good strawberry to a really bad strawberry leads me to say I couldn't pick strawberries. So that's out. That's out of the question for me. And I know that you haven't gone through some of the scientific rigour that I'm particularly going through, but that's just...
I mean, I could have. I just chose not to.
Okay, that's fine. Now, also, within my research, I found out that the most popular fruit in the world is actually a banana, with over 100 billion eaten a year.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I'm putting a good chunk of those is me.
Well, I mean, what you're saying is every morning.
Seven a week.
365
more like 5
a
week. I wouldn't
almost.
eat one on a weekend, obviously.
You're not... Christmas?
No, certainly not on Christmas.
Nobody's having a banana at Christmas, are they?
The closest I come to a banana on Christmas is if Quality Street brought out a banana-flavoured sweet in their tins.
Oh, it's not too bad. What? Are they ever going to do that?
If they're listening, just an idea there for this Christmas.
So, here's mine. Apple. There it is.
Classic apple. Okay, but what type of apple? I mean,
so it's a Braeburn for me.
Okay.
It's a smallish, not too big.
Is that traditionally English? Is that like...
So,
yeah?
I think so. Well, I think maybe they come from New Zealand, but I'm not going to... Not the ones I eat. They are crisp. They're not too sweet. They've got a certain amount of sharpness to them. And as well, apples as a genre, I think, lend themselves to more things than a banana. So, an apple pie. I mean, everybody loves an apple pie.
Yeah, can't go wrong. What would you have on your apple pie? Just side note.
Oh, is it a hot apple pie?
Hot apple pie.
Oh, ice cream.
Yeah, so I'm more of a sort of double cream, something like that, like real cream. But either or. As long as you're getting some bloody dairy on it, that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean, somebody of a more simplistic mind would have a double cream. What I'm looking for there is the difference in temperature, as well as the differences. I
keep my cream in the fridge, Paul. Don't you worry about that.
Thanks very much. So that's what I'm going for. An apple. There's so many different things you can do for an apple. I mean, you don't get banana flavoured tango.
No.
There we go.
More's a pity, but you're right. You don't.
Your Honour, the defence rests.
Yeah. Okay. What do you feel about a pink lady? Because if that would be my favourite apple.
What, from Greece?
Oh yeah, because they're
called the Pink Ladies.
Yeah, I remember. But no, the apple.
The film Grease, not the country.
For a moment, I was thinking there. I was like, is that some sort of terrible racial slur that Paul's just slung at the nation of Greece there?
I'm not a fan of your new confected apples.
Is that a new bee, is
I
it?
think so.
Yeah. And there's also there is a thing, isn't there, where there's like so many get imported and there's like the air mileage on some of these fruits is pretty...
I very much considered the sustainability and the miles travelled.
English Braeburn is what you're talking.
Yeah, you're not getting English bananas, are you?
I think that's great. I think, Paul, you've made a pretty good argument there.
Yep.
And I am happy to seed you this win. Apple seed you this win.
Lovely stuff.
Thank you. And yeah, apples have it.
Great.
Apples for the win.
So we can now say definitively that apples are the best fruit. Right, so on to the next one. So again, the theme this week is food. And the next category we have is the best thing from McDonald's. Do you want to go?
Yeah, well, this was actually my topic that I brought up. So I've got some
you keep saying that. It's like you're sort of... It's better because of that. But I've got some topics coming up.
I'm just trying to put a little bit of context behind it to sort of like...
It's fine. I just didn't want to kind of, make it about each other, really. I just think it's more of a collaboration than it is like, this is my category, this is your category. They're all categories at the end of the day.
I think what I'm trying to do is explain how and why I've got such strong opinions that I'm about to share with you about McDonald's, that not just off the top of my head.
Okay.
But, okay, so first of all, anything after 11 o'clock at McDonald's, e.g. the breakfast menu is no longer available, is all complete and utter bullshit, and nobody should ever eat it. It's absolutely awful. That being said, some of the breakfast items are terrific and are great for breakfast on any day.
Right. Okay.
Specifically, the best breakfast thing. So I don't know if how familiar you are with the breakfast menu at McDonald's.
So
I guess not that au fait.
I am massively fey with
Are you really?
the McDonald's menu. So again, to let in a little bit of daylight upon magic, I have 2 sons, both of whom are severely allergic to nuts. And the one place that you can go and be pretty much certain that you're not going to get allergy, kind of containing stuff is McDonald's. So generally, when we are out and about on holiday and etc., the go-to place is McDonald's. So we have done breakfast, we have done lunches, we have done dinners, we have done puddings at McDonald's. So I am all about the McDonald's, and I'm going to disagree wholeheartedly with what you just said, but I'm going to let you carry on and just kind of tie yourself up in a few knots first.
Well, okay. I mean, I really didn't assume that I was dealing with a fellow McDonald's goer. So, the middle class scales are falling away from my eyes with you at the moment, Paul. I honestly had no idea. I mean, to look at your trainers, I would never have pegged you as a McDonald's fan. Quite the opposite. Yeah. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to be a bit cheeky here.
Go on.
Would you let me be a little bit cheeky?
I'm going to give you some leeway here.
I'm going to say the thing from McDonald's that is best is a breakfast roll with ketchup meal with a hash brown and a large white coffee. And I haven't finished. The reason that it's with a hash brown is because the breakfast roll is a wonderful, wonderful dish for breakfast. It includes your sausage patty. It includes your bacon, smoked bacon. It includes your egg. It's a legitimate egg. It looks a bit weird, but they just put it in a mould. But what it doesn't have in the actual roll is the hash brown. You can get it separate as part of the meal. So you're going to get the meal and you're going to get another hash brown. One of them's going to go in the roll.
Yep.
The other one on the side, bit of ketchup.
You see, I'm going to blow your mind even further here.
I can't wait.
And admit that my favourite thing would have been, if it was still on the menu, the McDonald's breakfast wrap.
Well, interesting you should say that. I know someone who works for McDonald's. Did you know? So that used to come with what I assumed was a hash brown.
It did have a hash brown in it and all the other accoutrements.
No. It didn't have a hash brown. It had a potato rosti. Specifically, they never actually provided it. You couldn't buy it, but that's what came in the wrap. I recently learned.
Well, here we go. There's my middle class credentials coming up again, preferring the rosti over the hash brown every time. I mean, I think that to be honest, you've gone too far. There. I mean, what you're doing...
Is that being too many things for a thing?
What you're doing there is you've picked a meal, and anybody could pick a meal.
But that's an item. That's like one item on the menu. Is that meal? I mean, all right. Admittedly, another hash brown on top. That's a piss take. I take that back.
Well, and you've added a coffee in there as well.
Well, that's part of the meal.
Yeah. No. So what? I mean, let me just go back to the start of this whole thing and say,
please,
the best thing from McDonald's. Did I say the best things from McDonald's?
Yes, but I'm arguing that a meal is a thing. It's its own distinct thing on the menu. That I appreciate. It's a bit of a push, but come on, give me some latitude.
Okay, so I'm gonna, whilst I put my case forward for what I think is the best thing at McDonald's, I'm gonna carefully consider that, and eventually I probably discount it out of my brain because it is not a thing. It's things.
Potato rosti, potato hash brown.
So my favourite thing, the best thing. So again, I think that while we're going through some of these categories, I think we have to kind of separate sometimes what is our favourite thing and what is the best thing.
Do you know what, Paul? That's very wise.
I know, right? Whilst kind of researching some of these things, and obviously taking quite a lot more time than you did for quite a lot of them, is thinking that the best thing isn't necessarily always your favourite thing. And so I think the best thing, and I have consulted with my family on this, is a chicken nugget.
Oh, come on. That's like processed chicken. It's not good.
It's 100% chicken breast.
Is it?
Yep.
But it's all mushed up, right?
Hey, what they do with the chicken breast from the chicken to the nugget is none of my concern.
None of your business.
All I'm saying is it's 100% chicken breast. The dips are good. I generally go for sweet and sour, but sweet curry is okay.
Hang on
barbecue's all right.
Hang on a sec.
Okay.
Hang on a sec. You're talking about two things there, aren't you?
No.
Chicken nugget and the dip.
No, well, so
I wouldn't have got that pedantic about that, but you were a bit of a dick to me about my meal suggestions.
Every box of chicken nuggets, when you go to the window, as I assume you have, or whether you're a walk-in, I don't know. When you say, can I have 9 nuggets, the immediate next question is, what sauce would you like with that? So I'm counting those as one, because they come together. You automatically get... I don't say, and can I have a coffee or a banana milkshake or a Malteser McFlurry, and I'm not lumping that into the same meal. I'm saying there's lots of things, and I carefully considered this. I went through, I'm a burger person. My wife is a McChicken sandwich person. Yeah. If it was me, just me, I would have probably chosen a quarter pounder with cheese, not a quarter pounder with cheese meal. Of all the things in McDonald's, the most disappointing thing for me is the fry.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm much more of a fan of Burger King fries, KFC fries.
Okay.
The fries in McDonald's, whether it's apocryphal or not, there's that whole thing that says they've never touched a potato.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit.
I think it's bullshit.
I call bullshit. I mean, we could Google it, but I'm pretty
We're
sure
not here to Google, and I think I'll say that quite a few times in the coming weeks. We're not here to Google. This isn't about facts. This is about opinions.
Yeah.
Well, although I will say...
You have prepared quite a few facts.
I have prepared some facts. And also, one fact I am prepared to state is that a McDonald's breakfast roll, a coffee and an extra hash brown isn't one thing from McDonald's.
Well, okay, we'll agree to disagree on that, but I take your point. But so you've gone pretty pure there on just a chicken nugget is the best thing. I have to admit, I'm not saying I've never tried them, but I've hardly ever tried them. I've maybe eaten 1 or 2 McChicken nuggets.
What is the point of that sentence you just said? There's absolutely no point in that. I'm not saying I haven't tried them. I've tried them. But I haven't tried many of them. So basically what that whole sentence said was, I've tried chicken nuggets.
All right. Yes, point taken. That is basically what I said. But I was just saying I've not tried them very often. It's not been a chicken nugget hasn't been a big part of my life, is what I'm trying to say, basically.
I suppose we're coming at it from very different realms of responsibilities. I've grown up in a world of Happy Meals.
Do you know what?
Yep.
Sorry, I don't hate to jump in, but you're absolutely right there, because I've just worked out where we're coming from. You're coming from keeping your kids happy and quiet. I do happy. I think we're okay.
I'm not about keeping my kids quiet. You put that on yourself.
You just strike me as the type of overbearing parent. That's all. I'm just.
Wow. Yep.
All right.
Have you met my wife?
Keeping your kids... Oh, yes, I have. Yes. All right. Excellent point. Hi, George. Keeping your kids happy. Yep. That's what you use McDonald's for. I use McDonald's to cope with a hangover. And I think that pretty much just explains the options that we've just gone through.
No, you know what? I think that having... you putting that forward, and I think that if you'd have done a little bit more research and a little bit more preparation for this, you'd have put that down as one of your considerations for the McDonald's, because I completely agree with you on the hungover point of view, in that you're there in the morning, you've got your breakfast foods, you want all of your main breakfast food groups in one roll. I think I can, if you're prepared to go down to just the roll, and you want to get rid of the coffee and the extra hash brown.
Can I put the hash brown I get with the meal in the roll?
No, because then it makes it something different. Then you've basically pimped your breakfast.
But that is my prerogative as a consumer. as a McDonald's consumer, I'm allowed to do that.
But what you've done is, it's like me
I've
saying...
gone to McDonald's, and then I've got one thing, and I'm going to stuff that thing in my face. Come on.
No.
That does fit
You've
the
gone
brief.
to McDonald's, you've bought two things,
Okay.
you've put one thing in the other thing, and then you've eaten the thing.
Well,
Right.
I think...
So it's like me saying, let me just put that out there, me saying, I want a Big Mac.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get some chicken nuggets. And the best thing from McDonald's for me is a Big Mac with 8 chicken nuggets stuck in
The
it.
difference is, and I hate to harp on this point, and I am being a little bit pedantic about this, is that you can't buy chicken nuggets and a Big Mac with one item on a menu, whereas you can with what I'm talking about. You can buy the meal. The meal is an item on the menu. I think you're being a bit of a stickler for the rules on this. But having said that,
Yep.
I think you made a pretty strong case for the nugget.
Yep.
Like I said, it's not a big part of my life, but I understand many people like them. Usain Bolt, famously big Chicken McNugget fan. So I think, considering he is, undoubtedly the fastest man alive,
Yep.
I am going to bow to your greater knowledge on this, and I'm happy to give you the win on this one. Chicken McNugget.
Chicken McNugget is the best thing from McDonald's.
All right.
Just on an aside there, and saying I'm not about facts, a fact that I did learn whilst researching at McDonald's, that since its creation in 1955, since its founding, if you've seen that film, McDonald's have sold over 300 billion burgers.
How many cows is that, Paul? Have you done any research on how many cows exactly that would be?
12.
12 cows?
12
really big cows.
Yep.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first folks.
I'm not a vet.
Or a mathematician. No.
Neither of those things.
Anyway, Chicken McNugget has it, and I think I'm going to ding the bell.
Ding.
Okay, so once a week, within our overall theme, what we thought we'd do to keep things fresh and, with our fingers right on the throbbing pulse of the news, we would find a news story each within the overall theme for the episode. So, of course, this week's theme is food. So we've both picked out what we thought is the best food news story this week. Now, I had picked one, which was a pretty tame one. It was about the chain Popeyes coming over to the UK.
Popeyes chicken.
Oh,
yep.
But that got usurped yesterday when KFC dropped the fucking clanger of the century by messaging their customers suggesting that they celebrate a thing called Kristallnacht in Germany with some crispy, cheesy chicken. You heard about this? You hear this?
No, I haven't. It doesn't seem like the best in marketing ploys, to be honest.
First of all, have you heard of Kristallnacht?
I have.
Familiar with that?
I have, yes.
Yeah, it's basically the night of the broken glass.
Yep.
It was the foreshadowing of the fucking Holocaust, basically.
Right.
Where just pre-Second World War,
yep,
some Nazi-type Germans went and just destroyed a load of businesses and killed about 80 or 90 people, if I recall.
Okay.
It is now not a celebration that's celebrated in Germany. It is kind of like an event that is marked out of respect in Germany.
Memorialised.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Fair enough, yep.
So, basically what happened is that the KFC algorithm, which picks out events from the calendar, like in your Google calendar, it will say it's the Battle of the Boyne on Thursday, and it's like, okay,
International Day of the Beetroot.
Exactly. Not like a celebration, just like a thing that happened that day. So obviously that happened in Germany with Kristallnacht. KFC basically the algorithm picked it out as like a celebration, and then it just put together this automated message basically suggesting that Germans go and celebrate this horrific war crime by having some cheese and chicken. And the kicker, which I don't know if you had heard, is that it is non-kosher. That what they were suggesting that people go and eat is non-kosher because of the kosher rules around mixing meat and milk, or cheese, as it would be in this case.
As if it couldn't get any worse.
I mean, it is such a serious fuck-up. It is just...
As if somebody was thinking of it, just thinking, I'm going to go... Fair. I'm going to go and celebrate Kristallnacht.
I would be
with some KFC. they then can't, even if they want to.
Well, I'd be interested to see what sort of spike in sales they actually saw off the back of this advert, just to see whether, what, if any effect. I'd like to think, hopefully, if anything, sales went down.
I think that this can be classed as someone's getting fired kind of news this week.
Yeah, someone's in the shit seat for this, aren't they? That's for sure.
Somebody is going down for this in German KFC head office.
Indeed. Anyway, that I thought was, worthy of note in terms of food stories for this week.
Isn't it just? Well, mine, to be honest, hasn't got quite the same sort of geopolitical import that I think yours had. Mine kind of concerns itself with, everybody knows that right now everybody's gearing up for the biggest competition of the year, about to start in a couple of weeks' time. The press are all over it. Things have been mentioned in the papers recently. And that thing is obviously the Food Manufacturing Excellence Awards.
I mean, it's a huge deal. I don't know about you, but in my house, it's always been a huge deal.
It's all we talk about in my house. Well, it's a big thing.
We stay up late. We have people over. We make a real night of it.
I don't know whether you probably have been aware, because you probably would have been. I mean, probably like Eurovision. I imagine you've been. When the finalists were announced, you probably had some sort of gathering with, I don't know, finger food and vol-au-vents. I don't know.
I mean, you're describing the night exactly.
Exactly.
So you weren't there, which is a bit weird.
I just want to go through, just make sure everybody, if they haven't heard, that everybody knows what the categories are and some of the people that have been kind of that have been put into the categories.
I think you're doing our listenership a huge disservice by assuming that they don't already know. But sure, why not? Just for the sake of thoroughness.
Okay.
Why don't you take us through some of the categories?
I will. Well, I mean, I maybe they have heard it, but what they haven't heard is our sort of opinions on those groupings. So
sure.
First of all, the headline sponsors for the event are Menzies, it's Columbus, it's DGDK, of course. Obviously, they're always there, right?
Huge players in the food manufacturing.
Involve, and it's the National Skills Academy. So, the finalists, and this is, I think this is the biggie this year. It's the Ambient Manufacturing Company of the Year. So you got 3 this year, 3 of the big hitters.
Okay, so we've been joking about how much we know about these awards.
Sure,
of course I know fuck all about them.
Go on.
I did have a question.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean? What is the... So I'm looking at the website here.
Go on.
What does ambient mean in terms of manufacture, like food manufacturing?
So here's the thing, and this is just off the top of my head, obviously.
so here's me taking a guess at your question.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, so I believe ambient marketing is kind of in between the hot food and the cold food. So it's kind of the stuff that you get in your sort of the warmed boxes in shops.
Do you want to name some of the competitors in this particular group?
Well, I mean, it's obvious, right? It's the big hitters. So it's Fudge Kitchen. Always up there, Fudge Kitchen, Simply Donuts, and Seaford Quality Foods. So they're the 3. They're the big 3 there on that one.
I'm a little bit concerned that the first 2, you kind of... Fudge Kitchen, there's no doubt in my mind. I know exactly what that company is going to be providing.
Yes.
It's going to be fudge all day long.
Yep.
Then you've got your Simply Donuts. It couldn't be clearer.
Simply,
they're going to make you a donut.
Yep.
Sleaford Quality Foods has a certain ring of ambiguity about it, and I'm not entirely sure.
So two things for me. It's either catering supplies or money laundering.
Yes, clearly an Eastern European money laundering flood.
Well, I'm not going to assign a nationality to it.
I
Mark.
think we've cracked this wide
That's
open.
your issue, not mine. So the next one is Bakery Manufacturing Company of the Year. Mm-hmm. So the first one, I mean, again, with your does what it says on the tin kind of approach. Mm-hmm. Baker and Baker.
Bit on the nose for me, but
Bit
sure.
on the nose, yeah. The next one, Ginger Bakers.
Yeah, again.
And the next one is Regal Bakery.
Do you reckon that they are like by royal appointment?
I don't know. I mean, if they are, they've had a bad year.
An annus horribilis.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and that's what somebody got when they ate one of their steak bakes. The Chilled Fresh and Dairy Manufacturing Company of the Year. You want to kind of have a few guesses at that?
So the Chilled Fresh, I mean, guesses as in terms of what the fuck that means in the first place, or the people who are nominated for that award?
No, the people that are nominated, obviously.
I mean, well, I'm looking at the list here, so, I mean, do you want to read them out? Or?
Sure. Charlie Bigham's Quarry Kitchen.
Do you think that there is an actual Charlie Bigham? Do you think he'll be there? Do you think he'll be collecting the award?
I think there is one. I think there is one. I don't think he's a marketing construct like Mr. Kipling.
Or the Stay Puft Pastry guy, for example.
Marshmallow Man.
Oh, Marshmallow Man. Yeah, okay.
It's the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Pillsbury Doughboy, that's who I'm
Thank
thinking
you,
of.
it's all right.
Sorry, yeah.
I've modelled my whole look on the Pillsbury Doughboy recently. Yes, he is, but I believe I've heard adverts featuring him, like the Brian Still from Half Price Carpets.
Really? Or the Sillet Bang guy?
The Sillet Bang, Barry Scott. And then there's Crust and Crumb Bakery, Raynor Foods, and then the South Carnarvon Creameries.
Apologies for the pronunciation there. We're going to get letters.
Are we? Carnarvon.
That might be right. Maybe that's right.
So that's just a couple of categories in there. But everybody, obviously, everybody is absolutely, waiting to see what happens with that. It's the Oscars.
Well,
the Oscars of the food world.
One thing that did stand out for me is that there's people awards as well. So there's certain individuals in certain companies that are up for certain awards this year.
Is Ben Jenderson on there now?
He's not.
Oh,
no.
He was horrifically overlooked last year.
But I can tell you that up for Apprentice of the Year.
Okay.
So this is presumably somebody who's currently in an apprenticeship with one of these companies.
That would make sense.
You've got big shout out for Daisy Abson from Coca-Cola Euro-Pacific Partners. I mean,
it's for the big boys, right?
I'm presuming that is like a big old organisation that she is a standout apprentice in.
She must be.
A wonderful future ahead of her. You've got Caitlin Bolton from Prima Cheese. Oh, Prima, like the cheese.
The squeezy cheese.
Great.
Yep.
Keep doing your fabulous work, Caitlin.
Go for it.
Ellie Emmons from ABP. No idea. Heard of ABP?
Blue bloody producers.
of food, presumably.
Quality manufactured foods.
What the hell are they doing in this
exactly.
list? And then lastly, you've got Liam Harker from Hovis, the bread guys.
Do you think he's the guy that with the bike with the cobbled street?
I guess
and the
they
flat
would probably farm that out to the apprentice to do that sort of thing.
I would have thought so, wouldn't you?
I think we can safely assume that that's his job.
It's no longer an old-fashioned institution, Hovis. I don't think. I think they've really come up in the world. Especially in the food manufacturing kind of scales.
Are they a rising star? Anyway, thank you for that, Paul. We could spend a lot more time reading out all these categories and all these candidates, but suffice to say, the food manufacturing industry this year looks as strong as ever. Good luck, everyone who's involved.
Good luck, everybody, this year at the Food Manufacturing Awards.
And obviously, Paul and I will be watching with our special hats and our buffets.
I've been invited this year, so it's a great honour that I'm going to give out one of the awards.
Oh, really? Which award are you? Which award are you doing?
Which award? Best? I think it's Best Pasty.
Pasty.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to be great.
Well,
isn't it?
they specifically said I had to do a Cornish accent, so I'm assuming it's Best Pasty. Otherwise, it's not going to make any sense.
I mean, dare I ask for you to do a bit of your Cornish accent now?
Oh God, no.
No, probably for the...
Thanks anyway.
Excellent. Okay. Well, anyway, there's a hot take on some hot articles about food that Paul and I happened to see this week, so...
Sideways glance at food news.
Indeed.
So, on to the next category. Here we go. The next category is one of my categories, if we're assigning whose category it is, which is the best thing to do with an egg. The best thing to do with an egg...
Culinarily.
Wow, that's a...
Is that a word? I think that's a word.
I think, why not?
Why not?
We can say it's a word. So, I, again, have written down a few things. I've got an egg fact. Do you want the egg fact now?
Yeah,
or should we wait
every time. So you've done all this fact research. So yeah, get your facts out as soon as possible.
Get your facts out. Every year in the UK, we eat, not you and I.
I got the feeling you're about to blow my mind.
12 billion eggs.
What, just in the UK?
In the UK.
Wow.
But, and just in case you were wondering, and I know you are, if you were to take those eggs and lay them end to end, they would go round the world 17 times. Although, who's doing that? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
That is mental.
Yeah.
That's a mad thing to do. Because by the time you've gone 17 times around the world, the first one you've put down has gone off.
Yeah, and also, when you sort of like
when
you were like on your third trip round and you get back to where you started, and you're really going to be thinking then, what the fuck am I doing?
It's just more
Why am I
eggs.
doing this?
It's just
Nobody's asked me to do this. Nobody wants me to do this.
It's just more eggs.
I'm just putting eggs end over end. They
So-
just never fucking end.
They're just eggs. By that point, you might as well just shove them up your arse, to be
Just
honest.
shove them up your
It's
ass.
the best thing you're going to do with them.
Anyway, so
go on.
we're talking more from a gastronomic perspective here, aren't
Yeah,
we?
gastronomic, culinary, whatever. So I've written down just a few because
Yeah.
I was just the more I thought about it, the more my mind got scrambled.
I love what you did there.
Lovely stuff.
Lovely stuff.
So I've got a few ways with eggs that I've written down here, just as a list, really.
Just a list of eggs.
Just a list of stuff to do.
Let's
There.
hear your list of eggs.
Fried,
Of course.
poached, scrambled,
Mm-hmm.
omelette, boiled, dippy. Now, you see,
Yeah,
I'm going hard boiled and dippy egg,
sure.
Scotch,
Uh-huh.
and then meringue.
Okay, so with Scotch...
Yep.
And just going back to, the rules
Do you
that you...
Scotch in it? Is it something you do to do?
Oh, I believe it might be, actually.
Do
Yeah,
you Scotch an egg? Is it then scotched?
No.
What are you doing? I've just scotched an egg.
Now, of course, what you're doing there, though, is you're introducing a whole other element. So does that fit the brief? I mean, what is your definition of things to do with an egg? But
That's the best thing to do with an egg. It's a kind of a loose category. I mean, even meringue. If you think about meringue, right? I've written meringue. You haven't taken me up on meringue,
no,
right? You're adding sugar, right? You're adding
lots of air.
Well, yeah, you're adding air. I mean, for a good pavlova type meringue, you're adding cream of tartar. You're adding white wine vinegar.
I'm sorry, cream of tartar. I'm not familiar with that. What does that?
Are you not?
No.
No, it's like a thing that you add to make it like marshmallowy, like mallowy,
Oh, okay.
crispy on the outside, mallowy on the inside.
God, you never fail to amaze me, Paul, with your
Thanks.
stunning facts. I got to be perfectly honest. I am new to egg. I went through most of my life not eating eggs.
What are you talking about?
So for most of my life, until I would say in the last
until when?
like 10 years ago, perhaps, I just didn't like egg. Just wasn't keen on it. It was not partial to an egg in any of its guises. So, I used to enjoy watching people eat a soft-boiled egg because dipping the soldiers in and stuff like that. And I used to think, oh, that looks fun. But the actual taste of an egg, just not interested at all. And then...
Are you okay?
what can I say?
No, sorry, I can even take... You just introduced like a voyeuristic aspect to egg consumption that I don't think I've ever heard before.
I like
This is
the idea of a soft-boiled egg that you could dip soldiers in. And I used to watch my brother eat them, but I would just never touch them because I just didn't like egg.
This is fucking creepy. Just the thought of little Mark,
Yeah.
like head peeping over the breakfast table, watching his big brother
Agog.
dipping his soldiers slowly into a golden yolk.
Exclaiming a small yelp as the bread touched the
Wow,
golden yolk.
But
yeah.
I mean, had you tasted, or was it the idea?
I probably had. I guess my mum had given me egg at some point in the past, and I decided I didn't like it, and so that was it. I just never ate it.
What sort of? I feel like I genuinely feel like you're on a couch somewhere and I'm talking to you. Oh, so
Well, if we could get to the
Tell
bottom
me.
of this, that would be
Yeah,
great. If I could finally find some closure on my egg terrible secret.
when would you have said the first time you tasted egg was?
Oh, I honestly don't know, but I'm sure my mum, because eggs were eaten in my household. So my older
As
brother,
we've discovered with the
as I used to like to watch, obviously.
yeah.
But my brother is older than I, so he was eating egg. So I'm
Yeah.
certain that, and I know my mum and
Eggs
dad,
had been introduced.
yeah, eggs were a part of the family diet.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I come along, and for whatever reason, at some point when I reached an age where I
Yep.
felt confident enough to tell my mum what I did and didn't like,
Yep.
which actually I suspect, just judging from the behaviour I've seen of babies, would have been right off the outset.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but one thing that you don't tend to feed babies from the outset is eggs.
Is that right? I don't
Yeah,
know. I'm not a parent.
I know,
So
yeah, it's
I'll,
fair. It's fair.
I'll bow to your greater knowledge
Yeah.
on that. But at some point, I just decided I didn't like it. And in all fairness, it's a challenging flavour. You've
So-
got to admit that egg is not like a classic great flavour. It's an acquired taste, right?
So let's fast forward from you obviously are somehow blanking, or you've absolutely kind of shut that part of your memory off of your first egg. And then let's fast forward to in the last 10 years or so when you have started eating eggs. Tell me about the first one that you kind of went, oh, egg, right?
I can tell you exactly where we were. I was on holiday in the Mumbles.
Lovely.
And again, I'll tell you what, this whole episode is going to be a story of me being hungover. So
okay, cool.
We'd had a bit of a heavy night, big holiday, and we'd gone out for breakfast the next day.
Yep.
Normally, any time, like when you order a breakfast, I would ask no egg, but I was hungover. We'd ordered a cooked breakfast. I just couldn't be asked, or for some reason, and then it came with the egg, and I was just couldn't be bothered to eat around it. And I thought, oh fuck it, I'll try the egg. And you know what? It was scrambled. It was buttery. It had some sort of herbs on top. It was quite a nice place we'd gone for breakfast.
I think it had chives on top.
And the eggy scales just fell from my eyes, and all of a sudden, I was in a love affair with egg.
And since then?
Since then, I've gone on to... now we get on to my favourite way of eating eggs.
It's not what the podcast is called, is it?
It's just best egg.
It's not Mark's favourite way of eating an egg.
All right. Well, it's not. I mean, is that definitely off the table there?
Well, I mean, we've registered the email address. I've got the domain name.
You've got the domain name.
The whole thing. It's the best podcast.
We're locked into the best podcast.
Yeah, we're locked into
that.
Right,
so
at this point.
Going on to what I think is the best way to eat an egg.
Yep.
I think it's probably scrambled, and obviously that was where my love affair with eggs began.
Rightly
I'm partial to poached, although I'm terrible at cooking poached eggs.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Mark.
Have you got a system for this?
Well, I have now.
Does it involve vinegar?
It involves cling film.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Let's have your cling film poached egg.
So
method.
your best way to do a proper poached egg. Somebody's got their phone on.
Yeah, sorry, that's me.
So the best way to do a proper poached egg is you get a ramekin. Say everybody's had a goo dessert, right? Haven't they?
Yeah.
So save your goo dessert. You get some cling film. That's like a square of cling film, small that goes over. That's bigger than the goo.
Can
ramekin.
I just double check that this is going to involve a microwave, isn't it?
It is not.
Oh, okay. I do apologise.
You put the cling film into the goo ramekin.
Okay.
A little tiny bit of olive oil, so you just oil the cling film in the ramekin. Mm-hmm. You break an egg into that, and then you parcel up the egg. So you do a tiny little knot on the top of it to make a little, let's say, sort of egg scrotum.
Yeah.
I'm calling it.
I'm picturing it right now.
Yeah. And then you get your boiling water as normal.
Yeah.
And you pop your little egg scrotum into the boiling water.
Yeah.
Right? I can see you wincing from here. And then just a normal amount of time for your egg. Get it out, you dry it off, you open it up. There's your perfect poached egg. Because what I don't like about a poached egg, because what you can do your vinegar, you can do your swirly technique.
Well, exactly.
Oh, you can swirl away, right? It never works. It
makes no difference. You end up with wispy bits of white nonsense.
And then what you've got is a wet egg. And you put your wet egg on the toast, and it's just not a nice feeling, is it? So I feel for you on the poached egg front. I agree with you that a poached egg for me is it's a bit holier than thou. It's a bit like, look at me, I'm with your avocado on toast. I'm with your, I don't, put some flax seeds on me. I'm not having it. It's just too.
It's a bit showy offy. You're absolutely right. But in all fairness, if it's done well, then it is a thing of beauty. And like that is one of my. But I think scrambled would probably be my favourite. And then after that, soft boiled. Going back to my childhood, I have subsequently, since my egg naissance, if you will.
Oh, lovely stuff.
Thank you. I have now experienced the soft boiled egg with the soldiers, just like I used to lovingly gaze at my brother doing, and I've now had that experience.
Do you think you would have an issue with your brother watching you eat a boiled egg?
That's a really interesting question.
Now.
And I think the answer is yes. Yes, I would have an issue with my brother watching me eat a boiled egg if that was the only reason he was there.
So why do you think it was okay for you to watch him?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess you're going to have to get into the psyche of like
I think-
7-year-old Mark here.
I don't think that's a particular avenue we want to go down. So I like your idea of so you're going for scrambled.
I'm
is that
going
right?
scrambled, lots of butter, so nice and buttery and well seasoned, on toast. Oh, actually, and that I would
there we
also have HB sauce with. And that's my answer.
Okay.
How about yourself?
Fine. I think it's just as simple as a fried egg. Although,
What would you have that with, though? What would you be having that with? On its own? In a sandwich?
so a sandwich is good. A fried egg sandwich, bacon fried egg sandwich.
Runny yolk?
Yes, every time. Absolutely.
You've got to be careful with that, though, haven't you? In a sandwich, that is like accident waiting to happen.
Yes, absolutely. Well, in the army, they call a bacon and fried egg sandwich a fried egg banjo.
Do they?
They do. I can't really do this very well on the podcast. It's because you hold the sandwich in your left hand like that, and then you do that because you're wiping the egg off your front.
Oh, I see.
And so they call it a fried egg banjo.
Yeah.
So it's like the action of doing it. It doesn't work on a podcast.
Yeah, I mean, for
Apologies.
any listeners, then Paul was basically, it looked like he was playing a banjo or wiping egg off his.
There we go. It's from my time in the army. Serving Queen and country. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank me for my service.
Semper Fi. Hoorah!
So yeah, mine is fried. Simple as that. Just so the yolk is just set. Cracked black pepper on top. A little bit of salt. Has to be sort of crispy around the edges a little bit.
Yeah.
And I would have that with your English breakfast. I wouldn't have it on its own, I don't think.
No.
Ham, egg and chips. Big favourite in our house still.
Maybe with a bit of gammon.
With a bit of gammon.
Yeah.
I was once in a Harvester restaurant because...
I mean,
I'm
because you
classy.
really do know how to live.
Exactly. And I was with my brother-in-law, who, at the time at a Harvester, if you had gammon and chips, you could have as many eggs as you wanted.
Really?
He had 16 eggs.
What?
Yeah, and he ate them all.
So hang on. So you say you say I'll have gammon and eggs.
Yep.
And they say how many
You're allowed
eggs?
how many eggs you
You
want.
can say any number you want, and they will deliver it to you with that number of eggs.
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a sustainable business model. And they charge you the same either way.
The same either way.
And he asked for 16 eggs.
This was the thing. You could either have a pineapple ring
But
or as many
as you wanted.
eggs as you wanted. No, just one.
You
There
couldn't have
wasn't a system for more pineapple.
But surely pineapple is cheaper. Like, because it would come out of a tin. It'd be cheaper than an egg.
Tropical. You can't. You're importing all the way from Hawaii.
I mean, well, I'll have to consult with the man from Del Monte, but I reckon
Well,
that
you know what he's going to
the
say.
economics on this is going to work out to be absolutely crazy.
So, yeah, 16 eggs. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that. I'm prepared, I think, in this occasion. I do love a scrambled egg. And you know what I like about a scrambled egg? Quite often I will make a full English for the family.
Great.
And the easiest thing to do and the best thing to do to get, taste as well as convenience, as well as, getting everybody that eggy goodness that they need in them is scrambled egg. I mean, it's right there. You can do it a little bit beforehand. I don't like rubbery scrambled egg.
No, you're right.
Not
It
a big fan
still
of
needs
that.
to be a bit runny. Oh, what's your take on, like, do you put any milk or cream into it?
Yeah, a little bit of milk. Whole milk, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't normally have that in the house,
Yeah.
but ideally I would. But
I've got I've got all the milks.
so I was
I don't want
told.
to show off or anything, but I got red, green, blue, all the milks in my fridge.
So I was told for every egg you put in half an egg. So you use one of the eggshells that you've cracked, half an eggshell of milk for each egg, and that gives you runny balance. Yeah,
Runny balance.
runny balance. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I went to school with him.
really fast.
Yeah,
he was all over the place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
was-
I think we've figured out there, and I'm prepared to concede that. I'm more than happy to say that the best thing to do with an egg is scramble it.
Just scramble the motherfucker. Just scramble
Scramble it.
Excellent. So
Nice.
that sounds like a definitive best.
The best way to do something to an egg is
scramble.
So I think we've figured out what are the best of our categories for today. We've obviously done a few hard-hitting news stories for our food-themed week. And I think that's about it. Well, we've also told you something about ourselves.
Yeah, I think that there's a little bit of a window into our souls that the listeners have been able to peer into, and I like to think that over the weeks and over the episodes that us as human beings, we're going to get fleshed out for people, and we're going to really expose our true selves.
I agree.
Through the medium of just kind of arbitrarily picking the best things.
A window into our souls. I agree.
Yeah, and on that charming note, I think we will leave you. And just to remind you, if you did want to email in any comments or any suggestions, the email address is thebestpodcastpod@gmail.com.
Do it.